For a cinematic universe as tightly plotted as the MCU, Marvel's What If presents some pretty exciting possibilities. In Disney Plus's new streaming anthology, the only rule is that there are no rules when it comes to MCU history, and the premiere episode has a lot of fun with that idea. But it also reveals some cracks in the foundation that could hurt the series going forward. The showrunners chose a smart story to introduce viewers to the idea of what if. How would history have been different if Peggy Carter, not Steve Rogers, received Dr. Erskine's super soldier serum? The birth of Captain America is as fundamental to the MCU as Tony Stark's kidnapping, so it's a good setting to demonstrate the ripple effects the smallest change can have. Not that Endgame didn't do the same thing. This first episode doesn't go as far afield as future episodes promise to, but that's a strength here for casual viewers. One of the big draws of What If is that MCU actors are mostly expected to reprise their roles. But as any fan of animation will tell you, acting and voice acting are two very different things. So the quality of the performance is all over the place. On the one hand, you've got a very enthusiastic Hayley Atwell, who revels in Peggy's newfound power and conveys plenty of depth in her scenes with star-crossed lover Steve Rogers. Likewise, it's great to hear Ross Marquand get a crack at Red Skull before his gig as a disincorporated exposition ghost on Vormir. Jeffrey Wright feels well cast in his MCU debut as What If's narrator, The Watcher, and his performance is delightfully Serling-esque. But then there's MCU veterans like Sebastian Stan and Dominic Cooper who seem unsure what they signed up for. Stan's delivery borders on disinterested, while Cooper's is almost zany, and the tonal shifts happening based on who's talking in any given scene become distracting. Agent Carter fans will be delighted to know that Bradley Whitford reprises his role as John Flynn. And while there's nothing egregiously wrong with Whitford's performance, Flynn's lacking scenes with Peggy are really the only ones expressly written to hammer home the equality morality play that this first episode of What If presents. Flynn's casual sexism comes off as over the top, even for the time period, and undercuts crucial moments of thematic ground laying for the rest of the episode. Going forward, the series will need to find the right balance between bringing in MCU vets for canonical consistency and employing voice actors who are generally better at acting with only their voice, which, duh. Just as uneven voice acting holds the show back, What If's animation style doesn't always serve Peggy's story. The mix of MCU cinematography and home-release quality 3D Disney animation wholeheartedly favors the action beats over the plot ones. Now, the What If premiere wastes no time getting Peggy super soldiered up, but the dialogue scenes, which make up the bulk of the first half of the episode, feel stagnant. Soft light pouring through windows be damned. Though I flat out disliked What If's look at first, Captain Carter's first big fight, when the camera careens into the air with Peggy as she obliterates Hydra soldiers, is a great showcase for the action potential of the show. With the easy highlight in the first episode being Peggy and Steve tag teaming a Hydra squadron at 30,000 feet. With no sound other than some jaunty period jazz, watching Peggy bull rush from aircraft to aircraft ends up being far more thrilling than a similar scene in the premiere of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Take that, live action. What If's first tale of alt MCU history shines during its moments of action, but uneven voice acting and visuals hold back the rest of Captain Carter's debut. Though it is undeniably satisfying to see Peggy get her super soldier due. It's hard to predict where What If will go. That's the nature of a multiverse anthology. But judging by this first episode, the show has a lot of room for improvement if it wants to be the same kind of appointment viewing that its live action counterparts have proven to be. Thanks for watching. Be sure to keep an eye out for future What If reviews, get caught up on our thoughts on Season 1 of Loki, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.